So you've now completed the majority of your training, and this is going to be the first opportunity to test that. So we are going to be doing the tests of elementary training, and this will be repeated throughout your careers as range takers on a regular basis, and it's how you show your competency and proficiency. It's made up of two parts. Part one is a series of oral questions. You will be asked to leave the room and enter one by one, at which time I will ask you 5 questions, covering a range of subjects, theory related to the rangefinder, how it's used, and how the rangetaker operates. Part 2 will then be in the field, and you will be given a known range, and you will be adjusting your instrument off of that, and then you will be taking ranges to an object that will be identified. All understood?
Yes, Sergeant.
Okay. Well, can I ask Private Brown and Fisher to leave the room, and I will do part 1 of the exam for Private Riley. So, Private Riley, first question. What are the headings that you would use in your notebook?
Date, weather, coincidence, setting, and object.
Okay. How many ranges would you be taking to make your life easier?
10.
Why?
Because you divide all your ranges by 10, and 10 divided by 10 is much easier to do in your head.
Okay. If I point to a part of the rangefinder of the instrument, I want you to name it for me. What's this?
A window.
What's this?
There's also a window.
What side is that?
That is the left-hand side. Right-hand side.
Excellent. Can you explain coincidence in the context of range taking?
Coincidence is where you lining the two top and bottom images from the left-hand and right-hand window, and when you bring them in line, and they are symmetrical.
Symmetry. Excellent. Okay. And can you explain, by all means point to the instrument as you want to, how would you adjust halving?
I would do that with the halving adjusting head on the bottom of the left-hand edge of the rangefinder.
Okay, and what is halving?
Halving is with the two images, one on top of the other, making sure that they have the same distance from the half line within the window, the range window.
Okay, excellent. Well done, Private Riley. Go out and ask Private Fisher to come in.
Fisher!
Take a seat, Private Fisher. So I've got 5 questions for you that will cover the theory of the rangefinder instrument and range taking. So can you tell me what are the headings that you have in your range taker notebook?
Date, time, conditions.
What type of conditions?
What type of conditions? Rain. You've got shimmer. If you've got bright sunlight, etc., etc.
What is the optimum number of ranges that you'll be taking?
The optimum would be as many as you've got time to do. A minimum of 10, but as many as you can possibly do.
Okay. I'm going to point to some parts on the rangefinder, and I want you to tell me what they are.
Okay. Window.
Okay.
Left window.
Okay. Excellent. Got the rangefinder the right way round, which is good. Can you explain coincidence to me in the context of range taking?
Coincidence is aligning the two images together?
Okay. Is that your answer?
Aligning the two images.
Okay. Excellent. And how would you adjust halving? And feel free to point onto the instrument.
Okay. So using the halving adjusting tool, outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Front. Okay. That is what you would use to adjust the halving.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure that's
Yeah. Thank you. And can you ask Private Brown to come in?
Sergeant. Brown.
Come on in, Private Brown. Come and take a seat. So I've got 5 questions for you that will just test your theory, your knowledge on the rangefinder and range taking. What are the headings that you would have on each page, fresh day in your notebook.
So the headers would be date, time preferably, the weather, the conditions of that, so it could be rainy, sunny, etc. The coincidence setting.
Okay. Anything else?
Or the object preferably as well.
Okay. Not preferably, you would.
Yeah.
All right. What is the minimum number and then the of ranges that you would be taking?
So the minimum of 10, but if you have the time, as many as you can take.
Okay. And why 10?
Because it's easy enough to divide that.
Okay. I'm going to point to some parts of the range finder, and I want you to name them for me. Okay.
So the window, so that's the right-hand window, and the left-hand window.
Excellent. Well done. I want you to explain coincidence in the context of range taking.
So coincidence is matching up the two windows of vision you have through the eyepieces to then when they become a parallel image.
Okay. Ignore if mine not as long. Can you point to me and explain how you would adjust halving on the instrument?
So through the adjusting of the hub with the halving tool on that side, adjust it so I've now forgotten.
Okay, that's fine. Right, can you go and ask Privates Riley and Fisher to come back in? And I want you to stand in front of me.
You can come back in now.
Right, all of you come back in. I'm going to ask you to stand up. So what that needed was a 60% pass rate, and that go through your answers. So Private Riley, you identified date, weather, coincidence, adjustment, setting, and object for your notebook. Private Fisher, you missed out the object from that and the adjustment setting. So that doesn't pass that question. And Private Brown, you took some prompting to identify that the object should also be should also be there. But worth saying that Private Fisher, you did mention that you would write down your ranges on your notebook as well. They would just come after those headings. Number of ranges to take, you all correctly identified 10 in there. But you would maximise the number you could do as well. Parts, absolutely fine. Explaining coincidence, some different terminology in there, but I think you all got there. Creating symmetry is the answer that you want to identify. And how would you adjust halving? The halving adjustment head. It's not a tool. Tool is something separate. So there's some borderline stuff there. You did all achieve 60%. That was borderline in your case, Private Fisher, but you did all achieve 60%. So we can move on to part 2 of the course. Okay, all understood?
Yes, Sergeant.
Good. Now, this is part 2 of your test of elementary training. This is the practical test. Ahead of you are 2 telegraph poles, left and right. The left one is nearer to you, the right one is further away. The left one is at 2,200 yards. The right one is at less than 3,000 yards, but further than the 2,200. What you will need to do is to take the range on that right-hand telegraph pole and report it to me in the next 20 minutes to an accuracy figure of 8R squared or less. That is the pass requirement. So I want you to take the range on that right-hand telegraph pole, and you will be tested accordingly. All understood?
Yes, Sergeant.
Right, you've had 20 minutes to take the range on that right-hand telegraph pole. Can you report it to me, please, Private Riley?
2,800 yards, Sergeant.
Private Brown?
2,850 yards, Sergeant.
Private Fisher?
2,825 yards, Sergeant.
Okay, so it was 2,800 yards exactly. So you need to just check the accuracy of your instrument, Private Brown, but otherwise it is within the tolerance required. So that is all a reported pass. Understood?
Yes, Sergeant.
That's your test of elementary training complete. You have all passed and may progress to the annual tests. pack away the instruments, and we will do those tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. Please support us on Patreon if you're able to, and let us know of anything you'd like to see in the future. I look forward to hearing from you.